Here's another great story from Better.tv.
Call it what you will, spending some time alone with yourself in the bedroom is a good thing. Never tried it? Too embarrassed to start? Well, Better's relationship expert Dr. Julie Rosenzweig is here with tips on how to have a better sexual relationship with yourself. Some women, Julie, actually cringe at this thought. They've never tried this.
That's true.
But let's talk about how normal it is, because it is very common for women to just close the door by themselves in the bedroom.
Absolutely. You know, there's certainly been a lot of discussion forever around how normal is it, and there's different cultural views, there's different religious views.
Sure.
But when you look at the social science research and you talk to MDs and you talk to therapists, it's incredibly normal. The vast majority of adult men and women report that at some time they've done it. We've seen it across the lifespan. And, you know, it is something that we just really need to talk about, and there's really some wonderful benefits from it.
Let's talk about, first of all, who's doing more of this? Single women, married women having solo sex?
Well, it's interesting because the answer will probably surprise a lot of women out there, and it's actually not the single women, it's actually the married women.
Interesting.
And you would think that would be the single women because they don't have a partner to engage in sex with.
Right.
But actually, it's because the married women's, we could say their erotic pump is primed more often, and sometimes it's just a more efficient way to get business done. Whereas for the single women, it can be a little monotonous and boring after a while to just have solo sex.
All right, well, the benefits, you might think at home, are obvious, but
Yes.
there are some that are not so obvious.
Not so obvious.
Let's talk about those.
And as a therapist, I recommend, and a lot of other therapists recommend, that women do self-exploration, especially when they're having sexual difficulties. But all women can benefit from self-discovery and self-exploration, so they can really learn what works for them, what touches work best, and just how their body works, because that carries forward into partnered sex.
All right, well, now let's talk about the partner, because
Yes.
some might think that if you have solo sex too often, you might like it a little more than
Right.
sex with your partner, and therefore, does it take away from the romance with your partner and sex with your partner?
And I think that's a big concern for both men and women, particularly women for themselves, or if they know that their partner's engaging in solo sex, does it kind of take the edge off of the relationship sex? And it actually is very much the opposite, because the more you understand about your own body and how it responds, you're going to be a better sexual partner with your husband, with your partner, to just kind of move things forward, to bring in new information into the relationship. And women that are more comfortable with their body and self-exploration actually have a more satisfying sex life.
Which a lot of people don't realize. All right, so
That's
now
true.
women are saying, all right, I want to get started. Maybe you're a little
Yeah.
inhibited. How do you get started if you want to try this?
Well, all great sex starts in the brain. So you have to think of romantic scenes, fantasies, sex that you've had that's been great, sex that you wish you had that would be great, movie scenes that you'd like to play off on yourself, and just really spend some time, make some time that's uninterrupted, and focus on pleasure rather than orgasm. And, you know, don't get discouraged if everything doesn't come together the first time. You know, practice makes perfect.
Yes, and you may be surprised at where it takes you.
Yes, absolutely.
Really good advice, as always. Julie, thank you so much.
You're welcome.